All right, let's dive into one of the biggest challenges, I think, for all of us in modern life, our phones. We're going to walk through 5 really simple but honestly powerful habits to help you break free and just build a much healthier relationship with your tech. So let me just ask you a quick question to start. Does your phone feel less like a tool you own and more like, well, like it's actually a part of your hand? And how about your daily routine? Think about it. Is that screen the very first thing you reach for when you wake up and the absolute last thing you look at before you fall asleep? And maybe the biggest one. Have you ever just kind of snapped out of it and found yourself deep down a social media rabbit hole, just scrolling and scrolling, and you can't even remember what you picked up your phone to do in the first place? But if you said yes to any of that, you're so not alone. And here's the thing you have to understand. This isn't some personal failing or a lack of willpower. This is about technology that is literally designed to rewire our brains for constant distraction. But, and this is the good news, we can absolutely take back control. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at what's actually happening to our brains. Then we'll get into 3 practical ways to fight back, reclaiming our physical space, our mental focus, and of course, our time. And finally, we'll wrap up by talking about what's really at stake here, your most valuable asset. So what are we really up against? It's more than just a bad habit, right? It's this whole system, the distraction economy. And it's engineered to do one thing: capture your eyeballs. Apps are built like slot machines, using these little psychological tricks like variable rewards. Sometimes you see a great post, sometimes it's junk, to keep you pulling that lever, or in our case, to keep you scrolling. Okay, so our first step is surprisingly simple. We're going to reclaim our physical space. Because if you really want to change your digital habits, you have to start by changing your actual environment. And the main idea here is to create something called a phone-free zone. Just think of it like a sanctuary, a sacred space where screens are just not invited. It's a space you protect for things that matter, like real conversation or rest or just being present. And this works so well because it's easy to start. Just pick 2 places, the dinner table and the bedroom, and make them phone-free. The benefits? They're almost immediate. Your sleep quality can improve. You actually create space for genuine face-to-face connection, and you give your brain a much-needed break from that constant low-grade state of alert. Okay, so once we've carved out some physical space, the next battleground, well, it's inside our own heads. It's time to reclaim our mental focus, and we do that by intentionally silencing all that digital noise. I mean, just think about it for a second. Every single notification, that buzz in your pocket, that little beep from your desk, it's not some friendly little reminder. No way. It is a tiny, perfectly engineered interruption designed to hijack your focus and yank you out of whatever you're doing and right back into their app. And this lays it out perfectly. There are 2 worlds you can live in. On the left, you've got the reactive world. This is where your attention is just constantly being pulled in 1,000 different directions by apps and games and news. But on the right, you have the intentional world, where alerts only come from actual people. You get to decide when to engage. Our goal is to move from the left to the right. Now, here's a really fascinating bit of psychology for you. Ever wonder why all those app icons and notifications are so bright and colorful? Yeah, that is not an accident. Like this quote says, designers use those vibrant, juicy colors to make their products as visually addictive as a slot machine in Vegas. So, how do we fight back against that? With this brilliantly simple trick, the Grayscale hack. Just follow these steps in your phone's accessibility settings, and you can turn your entire screen black and white. And all of a sudden, that vibrant, endless feed becomes kind of clinical and, honestly, a little boring. It is an incredibly powerful way to break that visual spell your phone has on you. All right, so we've dealt with our physical space and our mental space. Now it's time for the big one, our most precious, non-renewable resource: our time. This is all about shifting from mindless automatic scrolling to mindful, intentional use. So instead of letting your phone run your day, you run your phone's schedule. This timeline is a great example of what that could look like. And notice, scrolling isn't banned. That's not realistic. It's just scheduled. You put it in a little box, say 15 minutes after lunch, and when that time is up, it's over. You're back in control. So much of our phone use isn't even a conscious decision, is it? It's just an automatic habit loop. Our brain feels a trigger, like being bored waiting in line or a little anxious, and its go-to response is to pull out the phone. We don't even think about it. We just do it. So The secret to breaking this chain is that you have to replace the response. As you can see here, the trigger stays the same. You're still bored in line, but you consciously choose a new action. So instead of reaching for the phone, maybe you pull out a book or even just do a simple 1-minute breathing exercise. The key is to have a replacement ready to go. So all of these habits we've talked about, the phone-free zones, silencing notifications, scheduling your time, they're all really pointing to one big central idea about what it is we're trying to protect here. And this is it. This is the whole thing, right here. In today's world, your attention is your single most valuable asset. It is the currency that everyone and everything is fighting for. So every habit we've talked about is just a tool to help you stop giving that attention away so cheaply. It's about protecting it and you choosing where you invest it. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. You don't have to do everything all at once. So what is one small thing? Just one that you can commit to doing tonight to start reclaiming your attention. Maybe it's turning off notifications for just one app, or maybe it's just leaving your phone outside the bedroom tonight. Just start small. Start tonight.